It looked like the Cubs were, once again, continuing on their roller coaster affair with .500, losing a couple of eminently winnable games at home against the White Sox and Braves before heading on the road, and again following a lengthy-ish winning streak. Yu Darvish was coming back from the DL and he hasn't been as advertised all year, and Jason Heyward is still on the DL with a scrambled noggin, forcing us to have a lot of Ben Zobrist out and right. The offense has once again been feast or famine, and they haven't exactly been spectacular on the road either. The first few innings pretty much confirmed my suspicion of what was going to happen, but sometimes things don't work out how you think. Darvish is triumphant, returned coming back for his first game in 10 days. Darvish honestly didn't look too bad, though. At first you had to wonder why Joe Maddon pulled him after 4 innings and only 61 pitches, 36 for strikes, 59%, despite only having given up a single run on about the shortest home run you can get in that park. Turns out, he had some cramping or discomfort in his leg that led to him coming out. He did have a couple of walks, but notched 5 kiloseconds in the abbreviated outing. You don't like to see the bullpen get any more extra miles on it in the middle of a long stretch without an off day, especially one that will include a doubleheader, but I suppose it is preferable to having to replace a starter for 1 or 2 turns during that stretch, assuming Adbert Alzolay gets the 26th man call-up on Saturday to start. One figures they're going to be eating some innings there, so you hope the rest of the rotation can get deep into some games here, and quick. Foltynewicz. The Braves starter, Mike Foltynewicz, on the other hand, looked like he might be able to be gotten to or at least chased early. Almost all of his outings this year have been right at 5 innings, though he's gone as long as 6 twice, and didn't get out of the 5th once. He's also sported a fairly high whip as of late, 1.60 for the month of May. A couple of starts ago he got lit up a bit by the Giants, so naturally, he goes out and posts his first double-digit strikeout game of the year, 10 Ks of Cubs hitters in 5 innings. Granted, he also walked 5, but when the guys at the plate aren't putting the ball in play, that doesn't really hurt all that much. All in all, the Cubs would tally 15 kiloseconds, 14 for outs. Addison Russell managed to reach on a wild pitch, far too much. Kyle Schwarber, serviceable outfielder. One of the game's highlights came pretty much right away in the Braves' first. Wilson Contreras made a fairly sloppy throw trying to catch Freddie Freeman trying to nab second, with the ball ending up in left field. Freeman, naturally, started a mad dash around and went for home basically without stopping, only to be met by a dang near perfect throw from Schwarber with maybe a couple inches between his foot and home plate. That is his 3rd assist in the outfield this year, which is one behind the NL leaders according to Baseball Reference. Among all outfielders, as the year has gone on, Schwarber has looked better and better out there. Definitely not a Gold Glover, but easily serviceable out there. You'd like to see the batting be a little better than it has been. A .250 average isn't great, though he is taking walks, but I'm more liable to give him more playing time if he's not costing the team runs out there. On the contrary, tonight he legitimately saved one. Braves running wild. The Braves' adventures on the base paths didn't stop in the first, though. In all, the Braves swiped 3 bags on Darvish and Contreras over the first 3 innings. The disheartening part of it, though, is that the last 2 of them, there was no throw. Was Contreras a bit gun-shy after the miscue in the first that nearly cost the team a run? Perhaps. In both cases, the steals came with 2 out and 2 strikes to the hitter. If he gets a called strike, the inning ends, and no need to throw. If you don't take that split second to frame the pitch and come up gunning, well, the results could be disastrous. On the other hand, the hitters had worked the counts deep, and giving them another look at Darvish to start off the next inning may not be the best idea either. Which takes us to the 5th. Mike Montgomery was the first one out of the pen tonight, and right away, it looked like the wheels had fallen off, bounced into opposing traffic, and caused a 10-car pileup during rush hour. Montgomery's pitches just didn't look great, and the first batter faced the This is where we reveal that the oncoming traffic that met the tires off the Cubs bus were the umpires, because awful strike zone aside, some awful but favorable to the Cubs idiocy took place. First, a wild pitch by Montgomery gave Johan Camargo a chance to dash home. The bounce off the wall gave Contreras a chance to toss it to Monty covering home, and the call made was out. In real time, it looked good, but when you started getting the replays, that call was blown, and replay upheld it. There was one angle that made it look like the out was made, but every other look was pretty clear the runner's hand was down before the glove nabbed his arm. Within another pitch or two, can't remember exactly, because dinner another ball gets a little ways away from Contreras, who can't find it, and Charlie Culberson took off for third. Contreras finds the ball, gets it too. And out is the call by the three-road base umpire. This time, the call was even further off, but the Braves couldn't get another go at replay because they had literally just gotten jobbed. These calls went our way, and essentially cured the botched play by Baez. So why is this upsetting to me? Because the umpires are getting worse seemingly daily, yet the players are getting griped at for the color of their cleats or compression sleeves, and referring them to the MLBPA for questions. One of these things affects the integrity of the game, the other doesn't, and it seems MLB's priority is getting into a whizzing contest with the players, their product, than making sure things work right. Finally, after Carl Edwards gave up the lead in the 8th, I'll forgive it, because he's been good pretty much all year so far. It seemed like it was over. The Cubs hadn't done a thing of note all night, and their closer, former Cub Arodys Vizcaino, had yesterday off. For once though, multiple balls found the outfield brass for the Cubs, including Addison Russell, who brought in our favorite should-be-everyday CF Albert Almora, and it seemed like extra innings were in the cards once pinch hitter extraordinaire Tommy La Stella, 8 for 19 pinch hitting this year, came up and grounded out. Instead, it was Zobrist who drove in Russell to take the lead, because baseball. Then comes Brandon Morrow, 10 pitches, boom, done. The Cubs win a game they probably shouldn't have. It wasn't clean, it was actually pretty bad baseball and hard to watch sometimes, but you take all of the ones that count in the standings, especially against the team with the best record in the National League. Let's block ads. Why?